you're tired of being censored on social media, join 6zeros.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated, and we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at 6zeros.net. Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 6zeros.net. Ah.
Now, look, to be fair, I thought Joe Biden's speech was bad, but I should point out that other people were mad for it. Let me show you the reaction of Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, third most senior position in US politics. She couldn't wait to applaud anything and everything Biden said. And when she did get her chance, she clapped like one of Stalin's minions, as if her very life depended on showing maximum enthusiasm. Makes you wonder how the US ended up with people like that in charge. No wonder Putin thought he could win this war.
All right. Okay. Looks like we got it. Okay. Okay. Now you should be able to hear me good and clear. Good. So once again, welcome to the beatzillapdx official show. I am the host, beatzillapdx officially. And this is the midweek report. All right. Looks like we're good. Okay. Good. All righty. So let's see who we have in this chat. Let me just keep that on here. So this. There we go. All righty. So let's see what we got in the house tonight. Lawrence Lilly, Capricornus, One Who Cares, Judah Queen, Shawana S., Pearly Battle, TJ, Silent D Productions. Let's see who we got in here. Esmont. All right. Dark Skinned Brother. All righty. Okay, I think I got everybody in here. All right. So, how is everybody doing this evening? Excuse me. I just all of a sudden started itching. Norma X, welcome. Rolling slowly a bit. Okay. Yes, indeed. Nichelle Hargrave, welcome. So as y'all coming in, please hit the like and share button. If you are not already subscribed to this broadcast and are watching right now, you're probably wondering why you cannot get active in the chat? Well, to get active in the chat means you have to subscribe to this broadcast. And if you do, make sure you hit the notification bell, hit the word all, so you'll be notified anytime this broadcast goes live or uploads a podcast. And of course, like yesterday, y'all know I actually went live with Our Real Truth, which is the podcast. So it's a shorter version. It's an off-camera show, usually with a backdrop of music. That's when we're using the more, I guess you could call radio, the radio-friendly microphone. Unfortunately, we can't use it. StreamYard will never let me use my microphone. I can literally have it on, and as soon as I try to go live, it's a problem. So until StreamYard can figure out whatever's going on in that, we got to flow like this. So you'll notice the difference in sound of the broadcast because, of course, here I have to use the camera audio versus using a actual studio grade microphone. So you can notice the difference, So greetings to everyone in the chat. Let's get started here. Interesting week so far. The president has done his address, State of the Union address last night while I was live, matter of fact. And I was able to catch up on what I pretty much needed to. So we will catch y'all up as well. Let's see. I will start here. Yes. So we are going to go ahead and play this first video, which is giving you the kind of a rough shot overview of last night. And we're going to take a look at all the things that this entails.
He thought he could roll into Ukraine and the world would roll over. Instead, he met with a wall of strength he never anticipated or imagined. He met the Ukrainian people. Zelensky, to every Ukrainian, their fearlessness, their courage, their determination literally inspires the world. The Ukrainian ambassador to the United States is here tonight, sitting with the First Lady. Let each of us, if you're able to stand and send an unmistakable signal to the world of Ukraine. Thank you. She's bright, she's strong, and she's resolved. We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's to fund the police. Fund them. We need to secure our border and fix the immigration system. And as you
Well, family, we have a lot to discuss this evening. And this one will be about pretty much present day affairs that we are facing as a people. And, it is what it is. Nicole Johnson, Oyela Arquette, welcome. Just think. We went from defund the police. And so this man literally takes the slogan of the people who got him elected and flipped it and vows before everyone in the world to fund the police. Well, we obviously, yes, indeed, Silent D Productions has already put the topic of the day, which I have not hashtagged at all here, But we got to talk about the black bisexuals because these are your people. And here's something else also. The Congressional Black Caucus, Buginas, welcome. The Congressional Black Caucus should absolutely be a nonpartisan entity. It should only represent the interests of the black community, whether it is any political side of the spectrum. And I don't know how we get so far away from that to make we're always tying blackness in America to a political party that does not identify with us. But right now, is spending so much time trying to identify with anti-black Ukrainians. So much so that y'all seen what I posted. Here's the thumbnail. Congress has removed a ban on funding neo-Nazis from its year-end spending bill. Why would they need to do that? Because clearly they understand who they're funding, which are neo-Nazi groups over there. Now, I want you to understand something. That means that this Democratic government is funding the very same type of people to whom you said Donald Trump incites. So we're going to start off with bang today. Right off the rip, let's see how the Congressional Black Caucus chair was viewing this going into it. Because this is our representation, supposedly. Let's check it out.
Having Colin speak, Colin Allred be giving a Black Caucus response. We're making history. This is the first time in the history of a state of the union that we've been able to do that. And keep in mind, it's not speaking against the president. I think it shows our strength of our diversity and our unity, that we will have a scholar speaking before the nation in support of what
Here we go again, family. Imagine that. That fast. All right, that's record time today, ain't it? Record time. I mean, and I've even restarted my whole computer. I wanted to make sure it was something outside of my own system. Been working fine all day. All day. Early. All right, let's get it cracking. All right. Okay, well, hopefully this doesn't freeze up. Yes, make sure you like and share this broadcast, family, because when the truth comes out, so do the ghosts in the machine that you pay for. You know, if I'm going to have this much trouble, StreamYard, you know, some things need to change on the financial end of the game. You understand me? So we're going back.
Of having Colin speak, Colin Allred be giving a Black Caucus response. We're making history. This is the first time in the history of a state of the union that we've been able to do that. And keep in mind, it's not speaking against the president. I think it shows our strength of our diversity and our unity, that we will have a scholar speaking before the nation in support of what the president is saying. Usually you only get one bite at the apple. You have a Republican that's going to say everything, distort everything, and then you have one person that's trying to defend everything. This way we have diverse groups speaking to our unity and our diversity. So when you have a president who's going to talk about the first Black woman, having another scholar, he's also an attorney, he's someone who's traveled the world, that's going to speak to America in support of the president, and in some way speak to that population that he represents, a younger population, a strong male population, that you can see a role model standing up there and saying, this is what this administration is doing, and this is why this is good for America.
All right. And so we see how it went. And so let's go back and just see what a response was again.
Now, look, I should be fair. I thought Joe Biden's speech was bad, but I should point out that other people were mad for it. Let me show you the reaction of Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, third most senior position in US politics. She couldn't wait to applaud anything and everything Biden said. And when she did get her chance, she clapped like one of Stalin's minions, as if her very life depended on showing maximum enthusiasm. Makes you wonder how the US ended up with people like that in charge. No wonder Putin thought he could win this war.
Can't this, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. So let's see. I'm gonna show a few videos, of course, that I played last night, because we need to revisit some. And this being a longer broadcast, for those who did not catch it, I will replay it. And for those of you who might want to clip some of this broadcast and repost it, you definitely can. Because it is what it is. So first off, let me get this off in the studio. So check this out. I played this last night just to show you how melanated people are treated over in the Ukraine, in this area, and with these people over here. Hey man, it is what it is, and that ain't cool.
Братан. Так, нахуй, не подходи пока. Пойди нахуй от меня, блядь. Тихо. Отпускай телефон. Отпускай, блядь, телефон. Обезьяна! Я вас сейчас разъебу, блядь! Подарок, гифт. Гифт? Подарок. Спасибо. С наступившим, кстати. Тебя тоже. This is fine. Goodbye. А вот хуй тебе, давай. Что это? Ты чё, бля, нигер, охуел? Иди сюда. А скажите пару слов. Бро, убей. Нахуй иди. Нахуй иди.
international racism and white supremacy. So, Lord, tip of the iceberg. So, back to home politics, and back to last night. Joe Biden, who is now wanting to give a bunch of money to these anti-black individuals over here, to which everything about this thing it's the way it's being sold to us is that black Americans, number one, stop pressing for our issues and our demands so we can worry about the Ukrainian people who have a long history of anti-blackness, neo-Nazi groups over there right now. So it's basically like asking us to, number one, cry for the Proud Boys, stand for the Proud Boys because the Proud Boys are taking an L. Well, no. We ain't doing that. And by the way, this also happened.
Apparently.
Yeah. Shut your mouth. Yo. Yo. Whoa. That's a woman, bro. That's a woman.
You okay?
Here's Bob. Bob does live broadcasts and has a collection of videos he wants to distribute.
When sometimes every now and then somebody has to get, handled. But the one thing about that is don't videotape your people like that when you got a drunk white supremacist or suspected white supremacist. But this is a known Proud Boy member who punched on this woman. Now he's getting charges right now, but at the end of the day, he never should have been even able to get that punch off. Let's just keep it a buck. So let's look at how because I'm gonna play. The next thing I'm gonna play is from the Congressional Black Caucus representative to whom Joyce Beatty, was kind of pumping up. So let me show you now the response to Joe Biden's speech last night.
It wasn't a response at all. It was an addendum. It was a cheerleading and putting all the black stuff into that speech that should have been in the Biden speech. If you were paying attention, Biden not once mentioned black people, African Americans, Negro, anything in that speech. And that is, and I kept thinking to myself, what a difference 300 days makes. When Biden gave his speech on the 100th anniversary of him taking office, there was a huge section in there about speaking to, quoting George Floyd's daughter about my dad's going to make history and really hammering home. I think his quote was, "We have all seen the knee of injustice on the neck of black America." That is how strong that passage was in Biden's speech to black people and about these issues supporting black people in the 100-day speech. Not one word in this speech, even when he was speaking about historically black colleges and universities, he used the acronym. Even when he was speaking about his historic pick of a black Supreme Court justice, he didn't even acknowledge and lift her up as a black woman, right? And so we go from using Floyd's daughter to champion something that would protect black people to using the family of the two officers who were killed in New York to talk about funding police and using COVID money, by the way. And he keeps saying that they voted for money to fund the police. That is not what actually happened with that. They voted for COVID funds. There were $350,000 that the states could use at their discretion. The administration went back later and said, this is our advice is that you can use this money. Our guidance is that you can use this money to hire police. That's how that happened. Right? It wasn't that everybody in that chamber voted and said we want all these money to go for policing. So it's just a stark difference in how this man is talking about these issues that confront and affect black people from 300 days ago until now.
We told you this is exactly what's going to happen. We told you so. Yeah, you can share. Like I said, clip this up and share this. So that'll also draw people to the broadcast as well. They can see what's going on here. And so let me get this. He said he seemed surprised. One, who cares? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm going to let this run for a minute. Check this dude's hogwash. And, we're going to talk about these leaders.
Congressman Colin Allred from the great state of Texas to deliver the Congressional Black Caucus and their response exclusively here on BNC.
Good evening. I'm Congressman Colin Allred, proudly representing the 32nd District of Texas. I'm a father, a husband, a former linebacker in the NFL, and a former voting rights attorney. Tonight, I have the honor of delivering the Congressional Black Caucus response to President Biden's State of the Union address, and to discuss our shared vision for the American people. On November 3rd, 2020, despite a global pandemic and rampant voter suppression, the American people made their voices heard. We decided on a new direction, to turn the page on the politics of chaos and division and hate. Tonight, we witness the president working to build a better America here at home and dedicated to promoting peace and stability abroad. That was made clear in President Biden's response to Russia's unprovoked and unjustified attack on Ukraine. He has united the world in a coordinated response to isolate and punish Russia and to help the Ukrainians defend themselves. As a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I was recently in Ukraine, where I saw the faces of some of the same children we now see fleeing for their lives, where I met people of all ages who were prepared to take up arms to defend their nation and their freedom. And so to the people of Ukraine, the members of the Congressional Black Caucus say that we stand with you in your fight against a murderous dictator trying to destroy your democracy. And we're committed to helping all refugees forced to flee their homes find a safe haven. As African Americans, we know implicitly that you cannot take freedoms for granted, and that democracy is precious, and it's worth fighting for. In the last election, Black communities led a coalition that delivered President Biden and Vice President Harris to the White House. And while we know there's much work to be done, we are so proud of the progress that we've made under President Biden's leadership. Our Democratic majorities in Congress and the Biden administration led to the highest level of job creation in a single year in American history. And thanks to the American Rescue Plan and President Biden.
Sir, I don't know if that last statement was exactly accurate, because remember
Proud
this.
of African American unemployment stands at the lowest rate ever recorded.
And in the midst of a pandemic, you're doing better on jobs for African Americans? Ooh, I don't know about those numbers.
Our economy is coming back, marked by the sharpest one-year drop in unemployment in U.S. history. And while this represents incredible...
Yeah, but that sharp decline in unemployment, or whatever the hell you just lied about, doesn't involve us anyway. So that's just a bunch of slick talk. And it's interesting that this dude is talking about a bunch of all people. The reason why they have the Congressional Black Caucus talking, and one of the first things that, of course, he brought up It's, of course, nothing that has anything to do with black people's resolve in this country, but he spent his time talking about Ukraine. Putting a false sense of support of the black community to the Ukrainian neo-Nazis' broken deal issues. See, they broke their deal with Russia, and now they're getting punished for breaking their deal. But I guess when you have friends like America, breaking deals is normal. So, these are, but I mean, hey, man, that's all in their house, and it doesn't have anything to do with us. We don't support neo-Nazis here, so why would we be supporting neo-Nazis there? Because, well, I guess one of the reasons that they're going so out of their way to put black faces on giving a crap about anything going on over there with those neo-Nazis and, oh, look at this little neo-Nazi child. Don't bring them here.
Progress, unemployment for black Americans still remains at 6.9%. We can't allow this glaring inequity to continue. And we know that structural forces of inequality are not going to be erased overnight. But I remain optimistic about our future, and I know that President Biden and Vice President Harris have our backs. You see, I was raised by a single mother.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
We just getting out here just flat out lying now. Well, I know that they got our backs. Y'all heard what I just played. His whole voter base got absolutely ignored last night. No, he doesn't have your back. No, he has everyone else who he spoke of's back. Everyone else who he's getting money for. Everybody else whose safety he's concerned about. See, what this is a truth that we've been saying all along. These people give no damn. Zero F's about our safety, family. They don't care about us. That's why it's so asinine to ever think that they would give a crap about. See, here's the one thing that you didn't even hear last night about how your community is over affected by the pandemic, which I guess is now these little poor neo-Nazis. And by the time that this thing is full blown, mostly everybody will be back to focusing on crying over these little future, swastika patch wearing kids that we're supposed to give a damn about. When our kids over here, right, there's nothing being done for that. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, there is. What he did do last night that's not necessarily a benefit for black folks, of course not, but what it is another crime bill that, of course, will disproportionately target black people because this is the nature of Jim Crow Joe Biden. And what we need to start doing as a people is understand just because people like this have black skin. This dude heard what the hell this dude just said. Well, I know he has our back. He can't even mention the group. Good grief.
I was a Dallas public school teacher. I didn't know my father, and growing up it wasn't always easy. But thanks to my family and my teachers and coaches, the good folks at the YMCA, I was able to succeed. And I went from being a standout.
The good folks at the YMCA. The good folks. Did you catch that?
High school athlete to earning a football scholarship to Baylor and playing in the NFL. From there, I attended law school and served as a civil rights attorney, and then in the Obama administration. And now I have the honor of representing the 32nd District in Texas, where I grew up. I got to live my version of the American dream.
Well, man, brother, you are just the longest yard, ain't you? Good grief. You the longest yard, man. They came and picked you up and turned you around, and you grew up without a daddy? Come on, man. Really? We really getting the whole, I grew up without a father. Number one, everybody in the black community ain't in that situation. So why are we hearing about your single mom? This is what kills me, because y'all pay attention. Everything is about people in general. Ukrainians. He starts getting into his own situation, which will be the only relatable part to black folk. Well, my single mom, I never knew my dad. There are plenty children out here and plenty people his age who are not in that predicament. But yet, why do you think they chose him? Because at this present stage, we are given our own platform and our own narrative out there, so much so that it's making it hard for these people to really combat it. So what do you have to do on an international scale with us making so much noise? Use these phony politicians, because when the hell else has the Congressional Black Caucus been delivering any kind of response to the presidential, I don't remember this, to the State of the Union address? So it's important to start rolling faces, black faces in front of people. We never seen this dude before. All of a sudden, it's a big day, and she's making a big to-do of how important it is. Well, it's not. Because at the end of the day, let's get past his little longest yard spiel and get to the meat of the matter, where he starts really spitting biscuits.
In congressional history. Now the Biden administration is continuing that progress by making our government look more like America. President Biden appointed the first black Secretary of Defense, the first black woman to the Office of Management and Budget, the first black man to lead the Environmental Protection Agency, the first black chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, a black ambassador to the United Nations, and the people of America elected the first black and South Asian vice president in our history, Kamala Harris. Additionally, President Biden has made good on his promise to nominate, for the first time ever, a black woman to serve on the Supreme Court, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Judge Jackson's confirmation to the Supreme Court will be historic, and her success is an inspiration for young black women and girls everywhere.
I guess because representation matters, right? Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Representation matters. And all of these little girls will be all inspired because of what and you know what? Just to even keep it this much more a buck, what does it say? Do you notice how they always pronounce her name correctly? She doesn't have a common name at all. Do you notice how they never fudge her name up? Don't miss that. Just like Kismikia. Funny, these aren't typical black names or typical names that, especially you hear white people, My children have 6-letter names, and I've watched people mess their names up their whole school career. I mean, as many times as people that even been around them, I have to remind people what their names or the pronunciation of their names, which is when you are confused Al with L, I don't know what to say other than you are not paying enough attention. With that being said, let me get this cornball off the screen and let's get to this next wave of conversation, which is this. Because he's bringing up Ketanji, right? All right, well, see, the most important thing to do when you want to know who you are actually involving yourself with, and you're literally promoting, by the way, and champion, and bidding Godspeed. Well, you see the picture on the screen? That's a real question. Please explain the difference between these two people. And this is the reason why I did this picture in the manner to which it is made. You see Clarence Thomas on the left with Ketanji Brown Jackson's name under him. And to the right is Ketanji Brown Jackson with Clarence Thomas name under her. And there is no difference. But people now, just because she's a Democrat, all of a sudden, it's a victory. With the same exact damn agenda. These people are calling this a victory. Well, like I said, see, representation in the courtroom only matters if that person has empathy for your community. If that person has no empathy for your community, well, then you'll never have to worry about what side of the fence they're standing on. And that's why so many of these right-wing people have co-signed Miss Ketanji here. So let's just touch a bit on her record.
6 people inside a Lockheed Martin aircraft plant in Meridian, Mississippi would be dead.
911, send somebody to Lockheed.
Many had feared this day was coming.
We got a shooting at Lockheed in the industrial park northeast. Please hurry, hurry. Okay, ma'am, they're on the way.
A police videotape retraced the killer's steps through the plant, where horrified workers had begged to be saved.
Tell me where the man is that's doing the shooting. We don't know. Okay, he was on the production floor. We understand that he's ringing, but that is the last thing I know. What do we got on?
As he...
By the way, disclaimer, some things are a little graphic, but this is an old ABC report. So this is, so for some people who have heard about the case that some people are trying to downplay of the Lockheed Martin employees, this sound like anything that a black woman should actually ever downplay? When all of the victims are black on a racially biased crime. And hey, man, don't take my word for it. Let's continue.
Moved along the plant floor where workers build U.S. military jet aircraft. The killer seemed to know who he was looking for.
He had a list, and he called his list the good niggers and the bad niggers.
What was he wearing? I don't know. Okay, do you know who it is?
Yes, his name is Doug Williams.
The name was no surprise to many at the plant. Doug Williams, a longtime Lockheed employee, who for more than a year made no secret that he was preparing for a race war.
Did Mr. Williams ever say to you that he was going to kill, and excuse me, I've got to say it this way, some black mother?
Yes.
And did you report that to anybody at
Yes,
management?
I did.
At the age of 48, Williams was outraged when black workers at the plant complained about his racial slurs or got better paying jobs. Williams' computer login was white power.
He said, you know, one of these old days, I'm gonna come in here and kill up me a bunch of niggas, then I'm gonna kill myself.
What happened that day at the Lockheed plant was soon forgotten by the rest of the country, quickly described by the Lockheed Company as just another tragic, senseless workplace shooting.
But an investigation by Primetime Live, along with documents the Lockheed Company tried to keep secret, reveals there is much more to it than that. It is a story of open racism, ugly slurs, violent threats, at a plant owned by the country's largest defense contractor.
And that woman, Ketanji Jackson, all she had to do was sign off on the settlement for the families of these people and the people who survived to get paid. This is who this woman was so against acknowledging racism. Imagine that. I mean, I played this video 1,000 times of her denying racism. People are like, well, maybe that was a smart answer. No, it wasn't. It was an answer of a cowardly coon or a mammy or a black woman who hates her black skin and absolutely does not identify with us niggers. You dig? That woman ain't for us, though. That's for certain. And that ain't hard to tell. You dig? Don O'Neill, Sebastian Shaw, welcome. Z Nay J. All right, y'all have made it into the house. Sugar Jones. Yes, indeed. Man, you know, and these people crazy out here trying to. Here's the problem. We can't allow these people to always soft shoe blatant white supremacy when it happens. Because it's a detriment to us. See, right now, they're going out of their way trying to hide all of the racism that goes on over there in the UK or in the Ukraine. And I mean, you got people up here just blatantly lying. So, like, check this little piece out.
It's finally reported on the racism that's going on in the Ukraine.
You can get into Poland and are welcoming Ukrainians and anyone that's fleeing the war at this point. However, there had been a huge backup, and that backup in Ukraine was mostly of black and brown people.
Members of the European Parliament for Poland assured us that these are fake news, that this is not true. And honestly, we have not been able to corroborate that.
I have corroborated it. I have talked to Africans and Indians who have both said, they said that they were being pushed off trains, that they were being left behind. These are women and children.
Any discrimination among people who are fleeing the conflict on the basis of any personal characteristic, including citizenship or skin color, is completely unacceptable.
So you heard that. That was the EU commissioner, one of the EU commissioners for crisis management saying.
It's unacceptable. Yeah, but y'all just tend to let stuff go on when it's us. Don't they? Let me see. Where is this? So, speaking of racism denying, this one's going to stay at home because we got to talk about this. And then we're going to deal with Joy Reid and her. Oh, man. We're going to get to Joy Reid in a minute because that was ridiculous as well. But first, we have to deal with this. Because, again, here's a large part of the problem for Black America. Black America is afraid to speak up when it's time to speak up on their behalf, right or wrong. And then you get into these moral shaming tactics from people who are not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for theirs. And if you being blind or confused about the state of affairs is a benefit to them, well, then they are going to push that line to you. Unfortunately, too many of our people do not understand that concept. This is the point when you have an enemy. And black folks, we have an enemy. The enemy of us is white supremacy. I know a lot of these other people out here were like, well, hey, no, it's the powers that be and the rich and all of this. Mess me with all of that. Because at the end of the day, all of them are white, pushing the line of white supremacy. And over here, we already seen, the cat also in 2022 is already out the bag, because when they're now saying we don't want to hear about the Holocaust because that's also critical race theory. Well, now you see, oh yeah, what happened? Oh, we thought we were honorary white. So here's the one thing also what they're trying to do about this Zelensky dude. Oh, he's Jewish. And y'all keep trying. I guess they really thought that Farrakhan was going to go so in on Jews on Sunday that they went overboard and blocked him from pretty much every platform, which really he didn't spend much time talking about that. Because really at this stage in the game, what is there to say? If you're blind to what is going on out here in the world, to the way it is, I'm sorry, but I have no sympathy for you. I have no sympathy for the people. Do not send your family over here when you're out there doing what you're doing in divestor land. When you run into real racism, hey man, if you want to soft shoot when the ball is in your court to speak on it, then do not turn back over here and say, come fight for me. Don't nobody defend me. Gloria Steinem is the mother of black feminism. The CIA is the father of black feminism. If you can't figure out what's wrong in that and follow down that path to continuously keep pushing the gender divide, you're going to end up like this sister right here.
That's like who I exclusively fly with.
Camille Henderson said that's all changed after her most recent trip with Delta Airlines. She and her boyfriend were heading to Atlanta, a major Delta hub, to visit family.
My mom lives there, and I went to go visit her and her sisters who has some kids.
On Camille's return flight on February 3rd, a game of musical chairs in the air. She was seated in row 15 in the window seat at takeoff, but by the end of the flight, she was sitting in row 34. She said the two women seated next to her in the middle and aisle seats were upset about their seat assignment.
They felt like they were ticketed first class seats, but they couldn't provide the ticket.
After the complaints went on for more than an hour into the flight, Camille started recording part of that exchange.
Unfortunately, all my first class seats are occupied. Are what? They're occupied. They're occupied.
Camille says that was a Delta flight attendant speaking with those two passengers next to her. Eventually, the flight attendant proposed a solution to get the women more space, but Camille would have to move.
Are you by yourself?
Yeah.
There's a seat back there at 34, but they'll give you all more space.
I don't want to make it a race thing, but instead of asking the two white women that were seated next to me in an attempt to accommodate them, they basically made me have to move. And I just don't know why I had to move because, that was the seat that I paid for.
So Camille moved to her new seat at the back of the plane in row 34. She said she was embarrassed by the experience.
As I'm walking back there, it's just humiliating, It's like having the entire, flight look at you and everybody's kind of asking what's going on.
After getting back to the Bay Area, Camille spent the next several days trying to contact Delta Airlines.
Submitted a complaint online.
After hours and hours on hold, she finally got a customer service supervisor on the phone who told her,
So how are you humiliated for them to ask you to go to another seat?
You're basically saying that there's nothing that you can do?
No, none of these circumstances, what I'm showing them, no.
Not satisfied with the response, Camille reached out to ABC 7 News. After we stepped in, Delta provided the following statement. We are looking into this situation to better understand what happened. Delta has no tolerance for discrimination in any form, and these allegations run counter to our deeply held values of respecting and honoring the diversity of our customers. Camille feels these words are hollow after her experience.
Me as a black woman, I was displaced to make two white women comfortable. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Do you think that you'll be flying Delta again anytime soon?
Never again. Never again.
Julian Glover, ABC 7 News.
We got these people out here acting so oblivious and not understanding. And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people need to pay attention to the new black media and, more importantly, respect it. These people out here that spend a 365-day move and focus in this arena, it works for everyone if everybody could get on board. You had a whole group saying, hey, no tangibles, no vote. It's enough for them to do all of this. If last night doesn't seal the fate of the Democrats to you, I don't know what will. As a black Biden voter, and here's the thing. Also, somebody said to me on my post today, they said that they absolve themselves of the guilt of participating by saying, well, I said I couldn't trust either one. And I will tell you straight up, that's BS. Don't tell me you're going to put your money where your trust ain't. I don't buy that. And if you don't trust it, you mean to tell me you don't have enough wisdom in it to do something else? See, we have a dilemma either way it goes. Most importantly, you believe that anyone that you could be voting for is working on your behalf. These people are white supremacists, and they are only working for the preservation of its power by the way of its systematic control over us. So much so that they'll even bring in other people to be white. Check it out.
In the early 1900s through the mid-century, increased mobility for Chinese Americans in the South because of living in a black-white order, right, a segregated order, living under Jim Crow. They were offered certain inducements to come closer to whiteness if they would repudiate black people, and they did that in very stark ways. For example, this is covered in the book and the film. The book Mississippi Chinese, and the film was called Mississippi Triangle. And many of the Chinese grocers who lived in the Mississippi Delta, for example, in the 1920s, by the way, this is the community that gave rise to the Supreme Court case Gong Lam v. Rice, where Chinese Americans challenged the placement of their children in so-called colored schools, and because they wanted to be able to go to school with whites. And their argument, very dramatically, was we Chinese people, being pure Chinese, deserve protection from the contamination of blackness as much as you white students do. That's why we should be able to go to school with white students. So they failed, but they sort of subverted the decision in the Supreme Court by just saying we refuse to go to school with black children, so we're going to form our own schools or go to religious schools, etc. Okay, so this was the community that gave rise to that case. And many of the grocers had married black women and had children who were biracial. And the white school boards, the white leaders in the town were quite explicit in the Mississippi Delta. They said, if you repudiate your black kin, we will allow you to come closer to whiteness. And that's what many of them did. Not all of them, but many of them did. And this was why they experienced the Chinese American community in the Delta significant social mobility, like up through World War II and just past.
So when people be putting Asians up there as the first people of color, like they did last year, November, tried that fraud. Had these Asians up there. No, he's the first woman of color. No, she's not, because she's white. These people, just like Mexicans, went out of their way to identify as white and also to use Somali. Y'all identify as Caucasian. Y'all can't come over here talking about, I ain't black, I'm black, I'm black. Oh, no, 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 no. You identify as Caucasian. That puts you out to running of reparations completely. I hope that whiteness is working out for you. It worked out so tough that when Putin invaded Ukraine, Joe Biden bombed Somalia. Imagine that. Lord. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Let me get this other video. What is this? Let me show you something that's going on, because I'm sure y'all probably are not aware of these other activities going on by certain people that, have been suspected to have a large hand in, what do they say? Oh, running the world. Yeah, this is going on simultaneously. I guess, because the Palestinians are a little darker and the assailants are from the imposter class, then you are getting things like this. That is what's popping in Israel, or shall we say Palestine. That's what's going on over there right now, family. What you think when you see that? Let me get this in here. We need to talk about this. You said you missed it? Let me see if I can bring that. I'll play it one more time. Check this out. The Israeli soldiers shoot this little 9-year-old girl with one of them like stun grenades. most out there. You know? Good grief. So this is all going on. Excuse me, all going on at the same time as all of this Ukrainian stuff. So this is all simultaneous conflict over there. And for the first time in a long time, we ain't the targets of any of it. That's why you're seeing so much attention to it. You ain't never woke up in the morning and seen a death toll or a casualty toll or wounded toll on your local news about another country's conflict with another country. We haven't even seen that on our news about our own. We ain't got them kind of reports. But they telling us all about their business. Because they want us to care, because it's about international white privilege. So they're getting their people on board, getting them online. What makes it so bad is that Joe Biden is so old and so white and so anti-black that he can't help himself. And he's at the stage to where I believe he absolutely does. He has no desire to hide his racism. And I think right now, because black folks are so brain dead, that regardless of how racist he is to them, just because he's not using the N-word, they are justifying everything he does. Well, let's revisit what video this little clip I kind of made go viral on Twitter. Let's check it out. I played it last night. We will play it again, of course. I will put this screenshot up on the screen so we won't get in trouble, and then we'll hear the audio. Can you dig?
Has been tweeting, has been making a lot of students. I mean,
who's responsible for that?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the Ukrainian border guards are sort of letting men and children and women and children, and then men, and then the Nigerian students.
Oh, I had seen the same reports, which I thought were troublesome too. Look,
it's tragic.
I've been a refugee of war. I've had to flee my country to the neighboring country. It was Honduras when we fled Nicaragua. War is chaos. And yesterday it gave me some comfort to see Jose Andres, who tweeted out he was there with a Nigerian woman, and he said he had spoken to people from India and Congo and African countries and Jamaica, and that was not happening. So I don't know what's true.
Well, I spoke to a friend of mine who is on the Polish border who's working with attorneys, and she assures me that it is happening, and there's plenty of video that it is happening. And I think it's because the Ukraine invites and encourages a lot of Nigerian students and Indian students to come there for affordable medical school. And so you're talking about people that are training to be doctors, people that are training to be
engineers. My point is that war is chaos, and right now, to me,
is flee a conflict situation, Anna, have the same right to say
absolutely. And Jose Andres is saying that is happening. Jose Andres is on the ground. He's not, he's not in a studio. He's on the ground. He's meeting with people. He's interviewing them. He's saying that's happening.
You're both right. But there are boneheads on both sides. There are boneheads on there are boneheads everywhere. So yeah, both things are happening. Both things are happening. People are able to get out, and a lot of people are not. The bottom line is, what the people are doing is they're standing up and helping folks get out. They're trying to help people get out. And the other thing is, and I want to commend
Let me play something real quick.
Look,
it's tragic.
I've been a refugee of war. I've had to flee my country to the neighboring country. It was Honduras when we fled Nicaragua.
I just want to be clear. She's very well aware, and she uses the word flee and fled. Because when you're leaving your country to come to America, You're fleeing. It's very simple. We need to get out of this mind state to when people tell you the truth, you immediately start calling them, start saying they're insulting me. And I don't have to be insulted. Well, when you come over here lying to us, like we don't have good sense to know when we're being lied to, you deserve to be treated that kind of way.
War is chaos. And yesterday it gave me some comfort to see Jose Andres, who tweeted out he was there with a Nigerian woman, and he said he had spoken to people from India and Congo and African countries and Jamaica.
Okay. Didn't he? Well, let's take a look at that.
So, guys, I'm here with Jennifer from Nigeria. I just met her here. She's been walking, like many others, for many hours, if not many days, because the situation is difficult to leave Ukraine to come because it's no cars, no gas, and many other issues, I guess. But I was asking her because they were saying that if Poland and other countries were not allowing citizens from different countries, especially of Africa, and what do you have to tell us about that?
We didn't actually face any problem coming here. We just got to the border and we entered. And then we just had to stamp our visas and everything, and yeah, it was sorted out.
So I met some people from Congo that were with her. I saw some people from Jamaica. I saw people from India, from different countries around the world. But I've seen people from different countries in Africa, and I agree with her. Everybody's telling me no problem. So don't worry. We're trying to do, the government of Poland, other governments, they're trying to do the best to take care of the people. And thank you for sharing this with you. And best of luck. Bye.
Do you believe that? That woman looked like she was coaxed. And I mean, truth be told, we know that especially African immigrants tend not to ever rock the boat against white people in America. In this tense situation, what is she gonna do other than lie for them and say, "Well, hey, they doing us right, baby, we good, we over here doing cool, man, everything all right, oh yeah, it's good, right, Watch this again, family. I'm gonna play it one more time, and I just want you to just pay attention to her body language when she's because this is international BS. That's what this is. This is international game. So peep out her body language and how she's every time he's setting up the scenario, she looks to him. So there's always a back and forth looking at him. Pay attention.
So, guys, I'm here with Jennifer from Nigeria. I just met her here. She's been walking, like many others, for many hours, if not many days, because the situation is difficult to leave Ukraine to come because it's no cars, no gas, and many other issues, I guess. But I was asking her because they were saying that if Poland and other countries were not allowing citizens from different countries, especially of Africa, and what do you have to tell us about that?
We didn't actually face any problem coming here. We just got to the border and we entered. And then we just had to stamp our visas and everything, and yeah, it was sorted out.
So I met some people from Congo that were with her. I saw some people from Jamaica. I saw people from India, from different countries around the world. But I've seen people from different countries in Africa, and I agree with her. Everybody's telling me no problem. So don't worry. We're trying to do, the government of Poland, other governments, they're trying to do the best to take care of the people. And thank you for sharing this with you. And best of luck. Bye.
She look hella nervous, don't she? Brandon Cruz sings. Hey, what's going on, my brother? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, brother. Yes, indeed. Happy birthday to you, my brother. That woman look like, if I don't get this right, they're going to send me out of here. That woman look mad nervous. I mean, maybe it's just me, but that woman looks super nervous. Let's see. Where's this video? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So I'm going to play this little piece here, and then I'm going to play the video I played from last night. But first, always remember.
Because as we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
I'm just a saying. There we are. All right, so let me get this. I'm going to play this real quick. Y'all shoot the brother Brandon Cruz sings a birthday shout out, y'all. Show him some birthday love in the chat.
So, just non-Ukrainians from around the world who study in Ukraine not being able to get out. We're just showing some of those pictures right now.
Let me go back.
Who are in Ukraine studying. And also, just non-Ukrainians from around the world who study in Ukraine not being able to get out. We're just showing some of those pictures right now. And it's created an opportunity for disinformation and for fracturing the united support that there has been for the Ukrainian effort. What do you make of the potential for that to become a problem? Because we don't know who is doing the denying.
I think it's a really good point, and we're already starting to see the fracturing across social media where people are saying Ukraine is racist, so why are we supporting them? Or Ukraine is a white country, this is a white problem. And that fundamentally misunderstands Ukrainian history and the ethnographic makeup of Ukraine. Ukraine has Afro-Ukrainians, and these
Let's first get something clear. The Ukrainian government is white. Yes, there's Afro-Ukrainians. We know this, and they're treated like crap. We have a bunch of black Ukrainians over there and Nigerians who are getting treated like crap. You actually do have Aboriginal black Ukrainians. This we know. Somehow they have not major television, though. And it wasn't important of speaking about these black Ukrainians until people were telling you that there was racist treatment going on. Now, all of a sudden, they're rolling out their talking head Negroes.
African students are residents of Ukraine. There are Indian residents of Ukraine, Roma residents. Ukraine is a multicultural, multi-ethnic country, and we have to keep that at the forefront. And yes, these videos that we're seeing at the border are horrifying, but we should also focus on the fact that there are a lot of people on the ground helping. A lot of people, including myself, are marshaling our connections on the ground to help these students get through and to get to safety. And many of them are getting through and getting to safety. We have to be very careful with how we frame this question, but also to the extent we allow our emotions drive our responses. The best thing.
Ma'am, we have good sense to not want to bring foreign neo-Nazis over here to a land where domestic neo-Nazis feel so liberated to storm the Capitol. But if you're not paying attention, clearly that's the kind of company that Joe Biden prefers. Because, see, last night, Joe Biden shows you he doesn't back the black. He backs the blue.
Thing to do is to try to navigate this as well as.
And the blonde and blue-eyed.
We can and provide resources, because Russia will take advantage of this and use it as disinformation, as we have seen with the George Floyd protests in 2020 and we've seen in the 2016 election.
What is not that was a little strange for me. What disinformation came from Russia about the George Floyd situation? Because considering how the George Floyd situation is not a Russia bot situation, that's a new black media situation. So what disinformation is this woman referring to? And considering how she's talking about she has boots on the ground, let's be clear. She is in the state of Pennsylvania. She is not in Ukraine. So with these so-called boots on the ground, yeah, those boots on the ground in Pennsylvania, talking on TV like as if that's a person that's perspective you should be listening to. Now, this is going to be the real kicker of this whole conversation, family. Check out what Joy Reid is about to say.
You know, it's very important you said that, because we've been talking about this just in our meetings today on the show. And you know, what I've said is that I want to hear from, you know, the African Union. I want to hear from specific countries that have students. And folks out there, listen to official information that's coming from these nations, not to somebody with lots of numbers after their title on Twitter, because that's not the best source of information. Just for your understanding of.
Okay, so if you don't understand, what she's saying is wait on the racists, get the information from the racists, the neo-Nazi government, with the clear racist tone and international media about all of this, even local media, because this is white people. I want y'all to understand something, everyone around the globe. Foundational Black American have no ability to be this type of divisive. We don't possess that power. And on this level of divisive, let's see, like I said, Gloria Steinem, mother of Black feminism, the CIA, the father of Black feminism. Now we're watching these same affiliated entities wanting us, who was the target of disinformation, still are amongst ourselves. So Black women are this, Black men are that. But us having a clear conscience and a clear mind to understand, when I see signs of neo-Nazis and swastikas, that means that's not good for me. These people are saying, don't trust that. That's misinformation because it didn't come from the white people. So if anybody who's out there just happens to have a bunch of numbers after their name that's on the street going live with their phone, that's not good enough for Joy Reid, because that didn't come from the government press. Well, government press is just like you people. You toed the line for whatever they want and the order of the day. Well, our order of the day over here is liberation. And this is far from that. All this is making excuses while trying to dry shame Black folks into giving a damn. Well, I'm going to tell you for a fact, we don't. Because this ain't our issue at all. And look at this woman over here to the right. How many of y'all want to bet she probably wasn't born in this country? So let's just hear that little end again.
With lots of numbers after their title on Twitter, because that's not the best source of information. Just for your understanding of.
But you are, huh? Okay, Joy. All righty. Whew. Yikes. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Y'all don't understand. See, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the video that I played for y'all last night. Oh, you got the whole one. Good. Oh, right on. Let me check I'm just seeing, I got messages in my joint. He's worse. I actually posed a question, and a poll question was asking about Trump and Joe Biden to see, is Joe Biden as racist as Donald Trump? And a lot of people have just avoided answering that question altogether. Here's my point. All you got to do is admit that you were wrong with the way that you were looking to vote. And that's cool. You dig? You know, you can definitely do that. Oh, God. I'm just looking at these. You know, when you get these random messages, and some people just need to be ignored. It's almost as bad as when people hit you up that you don't normally hear from, and then they be like, "Hey, man, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?" Yeah, can't do anything for free. Oh, man. Well, yeah, man, I was just going to see. I got this thing going on. You got any money? Well, no, man. But yeah, I already said. And people already know, you know, like, again, don't call me for, I'm not doing no cup of coffee. I'm not doing nothing. All that cost. For real. All that costs money. You want to sit up there and burn up my time with your ideas and your creativity, and you need my help to help you get where you need to go? We'll make an appointment, sir. Can you dig it? Yeah, that coffee business is over with. So check this out. All of this caping that these people are doing, be mindful of what I'm finna lay out for you, and damn what Joy Reid talking about it. You don't trust them. No. Trust your eyes, trust your ears. You're seeing and hearing what you are about to witness, family. So enjoy.
When you look at what happened in the last refugee crisis in Europe back in 2015, Poland was one of the EU countries that, was hesitant to take in refugees. Talk about what has changed and the different position now.
Yeah, well, just to put it bluntly, these are not refugees from Syria. These are refugees from neighboring Ukraine. I mean, that, quite frankly, is part of it. These are Christians, they're white, they're very similar to people, many people who live in Poland.
Man, these people left without taking the blacks, man. None of the blacks, man. See. None. Even the black guys that already have kids, they took their kids and their wife and left the niggas behind. Like, everyone is stranded. This is really too bad.
These are the black community. They are not allowing any black people to enter inside the gates. We are all here. It's only Ukrainians that they are allowing in. Even the ones with kids, they're not allowing them in. Really happy here. For days, and nobody's asking any questions. Only Ukrainian women and kids they are allowing into these gates. All the place is blocked and all are full of black. From different communities, from different countries. Nobody's talking to us.
This
Russia
is a war.
versus Ukraine.
Whether Russia and the U.S. go to war, or whether, as Vanden Heuvel says, the U.S. will take on China, this is a war between slave masters. Okay? This is nothing but modern-day slavery. And when the slave masters fight, you don't side with one or another master. You don't side with my master. You take advantage of the fact that they're fighting to overthrow the whole institution of slavery, to get free. And this is how we have to look at it when these imperialists fight. We're not rooting for our imperialists. We are welcoming the defeat of these modern-day slave masters and whatever they undertake, okay? Because that is one step, or could be, if we do our work right, one step closer to being able to make a revolution to overthrow them altogether.
For the rest of us that aren't Ukrainians, I think the world, quite frankly, Kira, is surprised by the will of the Ukrainian people to stand up and fight. Are you?
Well, I'm not surprised. We have been fighting Putin for the last 8 years, and we had 3 revolutions in our country when we did not agree with what was going on with the direction of where we're moving in. But right now, it's a critical time because we know that we not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order, for the...
Yeah, buddy, you heard it right. She fights for this new world order, which is white supremacy. Now, remember when I told y'all that the religion of white supremacy is Satan? Well, she knows who she's working for. Listen to the language. And so when you have that, all I can say is she knows what she's fighting for. One of those things is the preservation of whiteness. Now, you seen the little picture that she got. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm a little actress and all of this. So she's like an actress turned, supposed to be like turned soldier. All of this, though, some of this is cap. So what you're looking at is a lot of political staging. And it's happening all around the world. Because there's another video we're going to get into where they got this kid who's... This kid's supposedly dying. I hate to laugh. It's not like funny that it's a dying kid, but who knows if this is even really true. But it looks like this kid is dying and they're in the surgery and they can't bring the kid back to life. And then the surgeon, because for some reason they're in the emergency room with a camera and the TV crew is right there. And the surgeon looks at the camera, show Putin this. I'm like, come on, man. This is super cap.
democratic countries. We knew that we are the shield for the Europe.
I'm sorry, it's very emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes.
Shield for the Europe.
That is one step, or could be, if we do our work right, one step closer to being able to make a revolution to overthrow them altogether.
For the rest of us that aren't Ukrainians, I think the world, quite frankly, Kira, is surprised by the will of the Ukrainian people to stand up and fight. Are you?
Well, I'm not surprised. We have been fighting Putin for the last 8 years, And we had three revolutions in our country when we did not agree with what was going on with the direction of where we're moving in. But right now, it's a critical time because we know that we not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order for the democratic countries. We knew that we are the shield for the Europe.
I'm sorry, it's very emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles and his helicopters and his rockets.
And so, of course, hiding out in bomb shelters. But this isn't a place, with all due respect, like Iraq or Afghanistan, that has seen conflict raging for decades. This is a relatively civilized, relatively European, I have to choose those words carefully too, city where you wouldn't expect that or hope that it's going to happen.
Black girl go, they're pushing her, they're not letting her go, they're not letting her go. Is it right? Is it right? They're not letting the black girl go. 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 They're not letting the black girl go.
There were some reports about discrimination of people with Arabic or African roots. What can you tell us about that? Is this true? Did you experience something like this?
Yes, I experienced that. There's a lot of hostility from the white women. They really don't like us to be in the train. Somebody was telling me I have to stand up, I have to go out. If I'm not a Ukrainian, I shouldn't be in the train of a Ukrainian. I should find anywhere I should go to. So it's really, really, really sad that we have to face this. And they prefer their pets, their animals, even before a black man or a black woman. So it's really sad. I'm really traumatized, first of all. I really understand women first, then children first, then men, but not animals, not pets before human beings.
Pablo. We are students. We are dying. We are dying of cold. We are dying of cold. We are dying of cold. Everybody go down.
Everybody go down. We are dying of cold. We've been here for 3 days. We died of cold. This is unfair. This is unfair. White point gun and foreigner. Why point gun on us? Why point gun on us? You have to find a Russian. Please, go on live on Instagram. We don't have arms. We don't have arms. We are students. We are students. On us. What the fuck is happening?
What? We done wrong.
We don't have arms.
We done nothing
We don't have arms. We have nothing. We are students. 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 What's up? We are students. We are students. You don't understand, but you're not black, so you cannot talk. Dude, they can't shoot us off. Thank you. Thank you. We are innocent. Keep going. Sadbu. Look where they go.
Okay. One thing I want to know about this. What is misinformation? How can it possibly be misinformation? They're there with guns drawn at them. We're seeing it, but you want us to not believe our lying eyes, right? Because this isn't enough to convince anybody that they treating black folks unfairly. Yeah, they are. They got guns drawn on people, and they're literally lining up the white folks. Look at them. They're lining up the white folks on them and taking the white folks from out of their group across the border. And so they're literally sifting. They're sifting through the people. And then you want us to not talk about this? And if you don't get the information coming from the people who's doing the sifting, Joy Reid, then, it ain't worth it. Well, okay. All right. See, this ain't our issue. Look at this. Now that's a whole train of white folk. That's a whole train of white folk. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So this right here, you see, there's a whole train. They're like, yeah, y'all asked out. So they're gonna send a whole train past these people. And they're gonna tell us that we get misinformation. You know, it's kind of hard to hide a train. You know, we are seeing what we're seeing. I don't need to be convinced. I know that's right. More sifting. They was doing more sifting. I don't know why that play's so janky. It's another thing I liked about what I use for the other broadcast. The videos play a lot better. A lot better. But one thing that I noticed, these people had guns drawn on them at the border. And so the severity of the idea of bringing over anti-black neo-Nazis is something that we should look at as that is a threat. That is threatening to it's threatening to our safety, you know, because we already have domestic terrorists and domestic racists. Why would we be importing them now? And now they want our tax dollars to go help them and aid them. They are neo-Nazis. That's why this thumbnail is in my thumbnail today. Congress has removed a ban on funding neo-Nazis from its year-end spending bill. I mean, you understand what we're talking about here? These people are fully aware that they are helping out racists. It ain't no mystery. And they're cool with it. The problem is a lot of black folks don't seem to understand this. And it's unfortunate. So let's listen to some more, a little bit more of this, man, because what we need to do is I'm going to pick apart some of this stuff because these people are going to start playing with your emotions. Queen Adia, yes indeed. Welcome, Shalom, Queen. Check this out.
Good evening, everyone. We begin the readout tonight with a stark contrast in leadership. In just 2 hours, President Joe Biden will deliver his first State of the Union address as he faces major challenges here at home and a world transformed by war. As Ukrainians face down Vladimir Putin's naked aggression. According to excerpts released by the White House, Biden will tell the country Putin's war was premeditated and unprovoked. He rejected efforts at diplomacy. He thought the West and NATO wouldn't respond. And he thought he could divide us here at home.
Okay.
Putin
Looks
was
like
wrong.
we're in the studio. I have reset this page. So let me just do that. I don't know why this page is all of a sudden. Now I'm having issues when my page is freezing. I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. Close the program. Yes, yes, yes. So in the meantime, let me see. Do I got this other joint in here? Oh Lord. Okay. So let me play this real quick while I have to come back in and start my window again. Let me play this because here's another thing about these like little weirdos, like AOC and stuff like that. They get in there and start muddying up conversations as well, and that ain't cool. Like this.
I am the descendant of African slaves. I am a descendant of indigenous peoples. I'm a descendant of Spanish colonizers. I am a descendant of all sorts of folks. That doesn't mean I'm black.
You know, a lot of times I'll hear people say, okay, this is about Black Lives Matter. What about Latinos? And I always say, Latinos are black. we are Afro-Latina.
Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so let me bring this up here. So let me play this little video for you real quick. Check this out.
Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar, I don't know them, but I'm reminded of that old line from the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid movie where one character says, morons, I've got morons on my team. And I have to think anybody that would sit down with white nationalists and speak at their conference was certainly missing a few IQ points.
What I can tell you is I went to his event last night to address his very large following, because that is it's a very young following, and it's a generation I'm extremely concerned about.
She's concerned about her. Okay. Sure you are. You know, I do not understand what it is. What is it in all of y'all's posts that YouTube keeps hiding them? So family moderators, so I don't have to do this too much. Can y'all just make sure you just clear most of these people's comments? As long as there ain't no like cuss words in the comments, just go ahead and clear them, because I don't understand why they do that so tough. Like, I should not have to do that with absolutely no cuss words in a person's comment. So I guess that's just, if you feel like being extra for whatever reason. Oh, wait, that's right. We know the reason. So let me see something. Where is this video? Okay, go back. Okay. Go back to where I was. Hopefully this is playing better. There we go. So I'm going to do this first, and then I want to play all this. they're pulling out all the stops. They're bringing out the white woman tears, doing a little bit of everything.
Factories, do they work at what time?
Now, check this thumbnail out. This is what you see. That's Zelensky. Like he holding up the Black Power sign now. So like, oh yeah, revolution. But yeah, make no mistake. That is Kiev, what you're seeing where the swastika is. So I mean, be clear on their get down. You dig? Let's see. So let me get back a little bit. Let me play right here. Okay.
What Biden has accomplished. Meanwhile, the Russian president is not only an international pariah, but increasingly isolated, having badly underestimated Ukraine's determination and discounting the possibility of a unified, tough response from the West. NBC News has learned that U.S. intelligence agencies have determined that Putin is
I'm sorry, but I don't support that. What does that say? Frustrated, Putin may order escalation of violence in Ukraine. See, and this is NBC News reporting this at that. So are we not okay? Remember what we have already witnessed, and especially with the campaign, you still had Law and Order, which subsequently also NBC kicking more dirt on Bill Cosby by trying to work him into a storyline. They're NBC, they know how to do this, besmirch somebody's character. And what are one of the tools of warfare? Media. One of the things you can do when you're targeting something, especially for extermination, you have to dehumanize it. The same way that they have done Black folks for years. That's why the mother of Black feminism is Gloria Steinem, and the father of Black feminism is the CIA, which is absolutely a COINTELPRO on the Black family. Now, I know a lot of people want to hold on to the ideas of bell hooks and all the other Black puppets that have been put in place. But no. That's COINTELPRO, because remember, if the biggest fear to American security, and this basically that means white supremacy, is Black unity. That's the biggest threat. Where does Black unity first begin? It begins with a family, and then a family extends to a community. A community then extends to a tribe. Tribe grows into a nation. You'll have all sorts, but the main thing, the thriving force behind it is always present. That's why they want to bring means of over access to birth control to Black folks. They had people go rush out and get venomized while we were telling people, no, this too shall pass. Just in an instant made people go from fearing somebody coughing or sneezing next to them to crying about neo-Nazis. Why? Because Daddy told me to. Damn it.
increasingly frustrated by his military struggles, and he may see his only option as doubling down on violence, as well as lashing out at underlings over the state of the military campaign and the worldwide condemnation of his actions. Tough sanctions have left Russia's economy and the ruble in freefall, with banks at risk of failure as Russian citizens try to withdraw their savings. Russia's stock market remains closed for the week. The Russian dictator also badly miscalculated his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, who made an emotional speech to the European Parliament delivered remotely from his besieged homeland. Zelensky accused Putin of war crimes and said Ukrainians will not be broken.
We have a desire to see our children alive. I think it's a fair one. Yesterday, 16 children were killed. Again and again, President Putin is going to say that is some kind of operation and we are hitting a military infrastructure. Where are our children? What kind of military factories do they work at? What tanks are they going with? Or launching cruise missiles?
Zelensky received a standing ovation from the parliament, which later overwhelmingly approved a resolution in support of Ukraine. Zelensky also spoke with President Biden today and discussed.
Y'all see that? He gonna throw up the black power fist? What? See, they take everything now, don't they? Ooh, Lord. Never forget who. Never forget.
Russia's escalation of attacks on sites used by civilians in Ukraine. Zelensky told Reuters that Russia must stop bombing Ukrainian cities before ceasefire talks can begin. But we are already seeing the results of an apparent scorched earth campaign by Putin as he tries to regain the momentum he's lost over the past 5 days. Facing increasing humiliation on the battlefield, he now appears to be escalating his attacks, indiscriminately shelling residential neighborhoods. Ukrainian officials say Russia also struck Freedom Square in Ukraine's second largest city of Kharkiv, which has borne the brunt of the attacks. This comes amid unconfirmed accusations that Russia is using cluster bombs, which are known to pose a greater risk to civilian populations than precision-guided missiles. The UN now estimates that in the first 5 days of the invasion, Russian forces killed 136 Ukrainian civilians, and that number is expected to rise sharply. That includes 13 children, one of whom was a 6-year-old who succumbed to injuries from Russian shelling on Saturday in the southern city of Mariupol. And now before...
Family, we're going to have to watch this political theater right here. Okay? Okay. So let's run that back a bit.
The second largest city of Kharkiv, which has borne the brunt of the attacks. This comes amid unconfirmed accusations that Russia is using cluster bombs, which are known to pose a greater risk.
Now, peep this out. I'm going to turn the sound down so they can't say I'm just, you can't really ding me. So I'm giving it a break and I'm jumping back and forth. So, oh, man, here's a little kid. Okay, watch this.
6-year-old who succumbed to injuries from Russian shelling on Saturday in the southern city of Mariupol. And now, before I proceed, I am just going to warn you that the video that you're about to see is graphic and extremely difficult to watch. So, in this terrifying scene, medics worked tirelessly to save the injured child, but were unsuccessful. As they tried to revive her, the doctor addressed the camera, angrily saying, "Show this to Putin. Show him the eyes of this child and crying doctors." Tragic scenes like that.
Let's revisit this.
So, guys, I'm here with Jennifer from Nigeria. I just met her here. She's been walking, like many others, for many hours, if not many days, because the situation is difficult to leave Ukraine, to come, because it's no cars, no gas, and many other issues, I guess. But I was asking her, because they were saying that if Poland and other countries were not allowing citizens from different countries, especially of Africa, and what do you have to tell us about that?
We didn't actually face any problem coming here. We we just got to the border and we entered. And then we just had to stamp our visas and everything, and yeah, it was sorted out.
So I met some people from Congo that were with her. I saw some people from Jamaica. I saw people from India, from different countries around the world. But I've seen people from different countries in Africa, and I agree with her. Everybody's telling me no problem. So don't worry. We're trying to. The government of Poland, other governments, they're trying to do the best to take care of the people. And thank you for sharing this with you. And best of luck. Okay, Jennifer? Bye.
So they're really selling this thing, aren't they? So I guess my point that I'm pointing out now is, oh, that's the wrong one. You mean to tell me that there's really a video camera and a camera crew in the emergency room with a dying child? And then the surgeon's gonna stop surgery to look in the camera and say, hey, you show this to Putin, show this child's eyes. You know, there's a word, for those of you who are familiar with the document Agenda 21, there's a word that's referred to or repeatedly used in that particular document. I think that's 1992, June. Matter of fact, the week of my accident, the week of Heaven-Bound's accident, and that's the same week, if not the same day. But yes, June 1992 is when they came up with Agenda 21. What are the words that they consistently use in the thoughts of what we now know and what we term false flags? They call them actors. Or when you're using in a stage or something, so to be strategically placed and say, oh, media, right. So you can be there to be front and center to make sure that the agenda is going forth. You dig what I'm saying? Like what you just saw there with this Nigerian woman, wherever they pulled her from. Because see, what happened was there were Nigerians that were able to get out before the conflict began. So what they're doing is bringing those Nigerians to the border and then perpetrating the fraud as that is like that's what's happening. Let's see, is this one I want? And it's not really true. Okay, this is the video I want. Let me show y'all this. And so things have ramped up. And so they've decided to roll out the big guns. Now, y'all saw the actress, the Ukrainian actress who, with the AKs, or I'm going to have to pick up arms. Are y'all seeing a theme here? It seems like it's a lot of selling this. Like y'all know Wanda Maximoff is not finna show up. We don't expect her to. So, I mean, y'all could cut all the theatrics out. This is a real situation. These characters don't exist. Besides, that character's real actress is the little sister of the Olsen twins. No one's coming to your rescue, Ukraine. Hey, man, feel bad for you and your people, Mila Kunis. You've always seemed to be cool. But let's be clear, there's black blood scattered amongst all the corners of the earth. So if you might be part of the fold, but you might have also had to do your stint of cooning to where we have not. That's why we eat first. Simple as that. So with that being said, let's hear the crying white woman, shall we?
to the community, to the international community, would be, what is the
Hey,
red line for
Monica.
him? What is the red line when you actually step in? How many children have to die? We already have almost 20 children die. We have more than 300 civilians shot to death, shelled to death. We just need to know the number after which the international community is going to step in and protect our kids. And I understand that everybody is afraid of Vladimir Putin, but he's been promising us not to go into war, and he did. We were.
Yeah, here's a huge part that everybody's missing. Once again, we are talking about a situation to where Ukraine broke their agreement with Russia. And they're trying to get us involved in a situation and want us using because this was what's beneficial for the Democrats and the benefit for the system of white supremacy right now is that the Democrats are in office. And with Joe Biden, a lot of black people, especially the political infants, they kind of look at Joe Biden as like Uncle Obama. So, like we had Obama, he's like the second best thing. But that's how you end up getting the oldest white man alive voted in to the White House. You literally went from voting the first black person to the oldest white man. And somehow your mind tells yourself you're winning, and that's progress. You voted for the protege. I mean, imagine this. I'm not fitting to sit up here and know that there's a hierarchy in the Nation of Islam. You got the author, Farad Muhammad. Or Farad. I want to be able to pronounce those, because if I ever go over to the Middle East, I want to be able to say that. Farad Muhammad. Then you have Elijah Muhammad. Then you have Farrakhan. You have three different generations of the same movement, right? Well, then with Joe Biden, you have the same thing. And that's not even three. That's just two. He is the understudy of Strom Thurmond. So if Farrakhan is the student of Elijah Muhammad, what did he just tell you Sunday? He told you he was furthering the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. What the hell do you think Joe Biden is doing? If Farrakhan can further the teachings and agenda of his teacher, how much more would a smart, savvy individual with power and the system that protects that power moving that agenda? To be a political infant at this time is suicide. To know what a person has done. This Ketanji woman, I played you the video. She knows that this racist white man, he had previously made threats. The company knew he had intentions on harming black people just for the sake of being black and being racist. Judge Ketanji made sure none of those families saw justice. Families lost family members. Oh, Ketanji doesn't give a crap. But yet there's somebody who is smart enough to ask me the question, well, do you think her answer in sidestepping the racism question, that was a smart thing? Because maybe that's like a chess move. And knowing that, you're going to answer it non-biased. First off, if somebody asks you a direct question, if something is or if something is not, has put in your mind bias, that means that you have avoided reality so much so that you want to force the lie that you tell yourself in your mind on other people. And we ain't going back in the shell like turtles. But I see a lot of y'all want to. Y'all see what some of these super models or pageant people who are jumping off these buildings that were divestors? But are you seeing what the pattern that's happening? Well, hey, man. Those right there. Door to the roof access is just around the corner. I'm not suggesting any type of thing. Nothing stopping you though. Now, what I'm saying is this: we have these type of people around us that will come in our midst and say, "Hey, care about us." Say what now? We have a whole president spending out. He over here trying to tell us. He trying to sell us on this blonde, blue-eyed broad right here. I couldn't draw this up any better if I did so myself. This place is in trouble. If y'all can't see that, I don't know. Y'all lying to yourself. Now, for those of you who voted for Biden, are you ready to vote for yourself now? Because as long as you're interested in going down that train, this is what he's selling you. A crying white woman will make a white man that you voted for who, oh yeah, by the way, refuses to actually punish these people, wants to bring imported versions over. So guess what you get? Double anti-black, violent psychopaths. Marley K said, go to the mirror and slap yourself. Any one of y'all looking on the screen right now and think that, oh, it's so different over there. This your brother and your cousin and your uncle and your daddy right here on the screen. And this is not Ukraine. This is not Nazi Germany. And look what you have on your Confederate rebel flag. A gun. Yeah, shout out Ketanji Brown. Made that confirmation go in a huge fail. And, but I believe that she is so content with toeing the line. My wife says she looks like she ain't never been around black people and that she's uncomfortable around black people. Y'all agree with my wife? Because I do.
In a neutral country in 2014, and he invaded Ukraine. We did not provoke him a week ago. He's still...
Well, see, once you break the deal, he has his... See, y'all better not get caught up in they bull, okay? Because first off, see, here's black folks. Black folks get so emotional. These people tell you to do something, and y'all just, y'all was running out by the droves to go get venomized. I guess officially no one as of March 1st is getting paid to promote it. Have you noticed that it's just... See, as a former banker and a person involved with international marketing, I know the play. So that's why here on this broadcast, what did I say? As long as we press the issue for reparations, the only option for this country is war. You heard it here, folks. You know, this kid isn't as dumb as he looks. They say, you know, what happened to Fauci? Oh, Fauci probably in Tahiti right now. The bag, baby, the bag. We'll be back after November. Woo-hoo! With your next wave of foolishness to get you stuck on. And then here's one thing, man. I'm telling you, and just from my own experience of knowing how these people operate, I predicted when all of these individuals are going to start coming out the woodwork for, hey, Democrats. So what about the Democrats? You think, getting reparations is probably the best suited under the Democrats? Did you hear your boy last night not mention black folks once? He's telling you all month in the month of February, I'm going to put this black woman, I'm going to appoint a 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 black woman. Boy, the month flipped over and word black just left his vocabulary. And y'all still talking about representation matters. It is 2022. There's money that he's sending over there. You got people over here talking about stimulus checks for LGBTQ. Since the hell, when are you getting paid on sexuality? Are you kidding? That's not a community. Truth be told, there are people of other communities that make that community. That community does not exist without an ethnicity tied to the person participating. So to even say that, oh, well, that makes sense. No, the hell it does not. But we've gotten so far into believing lies and allowing people to force us into their lie. I'm sorry, you still got your Johnson, your Ryder, you can call yourself what you call yourself. That's all fine and dandy with me. But what you ain't gonna do is make me lie for you. Simple as that. That's my line in the sand. That's not a hate or any type of thing. What I don't do is participate in anybody else's lie. So you call yourself what you want to. Identify how the hell you need to. That is perfectly all right. But over here, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up, my brother? Ain't gonna be no, homie. Nah, man. I don't get down like that. And that's just me. You see, like everybody want to be referred to them. Anybody that really deal with me know how open I am to deal with everybody. But with that also comes that you will respect my boundaries. Ain't that fair? This is what we have to learn as black folks. We have to start adopting being as serious about our needs as we are as serious about what they tell us our needs are. So right now they're saying we done went from having to worry about some other booster shot. Have you heard about a booster or anything this month yet? What's today? Today's the 2nd. Okay, well, we've been 2 days in. We're 2 days in. I don't even think I've heard anything this weekend about a booster or anything. No, I don't think so. Boom, boom, oh, sad kids, oh, crying white women. Oh, they're killing cops. Oh, they're hurting white people. Oh, the pain, the torture.
invaded. If he wants to invade, if he wants to go into war with the United States, with NATO, he will do that anyway, because he's a...
There's the fear right there. See, if he wants to go to war with America and this and that, yeah. Well, hey, man, you know, let's not forget. Remember, your cousins over here, oh, they're ready. Hey, they got it for you. But I mean, man, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Family, remember again. Boy, there's a couple firsts that happened right here on the beatzillapdx official show. Y'all need to tell your friends and family they need to learn how to tune into this particular broadcast. Because not only after January 6th did I tell you, hashtag never forget January 6th, but I told you that they have to now worry about protecting the image of white superiority. Now they're trying to defend it so much that they're fighting themselves over it.
Crazy cycle that is now a terrorist, a number one terrorist in the world, and he does whatever he wants, no matter.
White supremacists are the number one terrorists of the world. See, here's the problem. When one side is white supremacists and then the other side is white supremacists and then the other helping hand is white supremacists and then the other SARS testers are also white supremacists, are also in the mix. But damn, you got quite a quandary now, don't you? Let's not forget about those Aryans in the desert. If I remember correctly, I do recall them happen to also be nuclear. Boy, y'all put India in quite the little quandary, haven't y'all? Well, India has nukes, but now what can India actually afford to do? Because Kim Jong-un is over there sitting to himself like, hey, you want to start talking shit? I hope y'all paying attention to what's going on world stage-wise. Oh. Because ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
How the treaties work, whatever he says, whatever he promises.
Well, the number in Syria was 500,000, and the world community didn't step in. And Vladimir Putin targeted hospitals in Syria. He targeted soft targets and killed children indiscriminately. And you raise very good questions about how much more is he going to be allowed to do? How many more hospitals is Vladimir Putin going to be able to target? How many more?
That's a good question. Hey, Somali, how many does it take from Joe Biden? You know, I mean, because me over here with my lack of culture and my uneducated nature, and what else are we? Oh, we don't like to work and we lazy. Well, I guess we really don't have enough energy or sense. Well, that's right. No. Biden is bombing Somali. Well, that's white on white crime.
Or children is Vladimir Putin going to be able to kill? I am curious on sanctions. You said it's a good start, but assets need to be seized. I wonder about energy. I wonder about gas. I wonder about energy. I wonder if Europe and America is willing to take that next step and actually hit Russia where it will.
Hell no. The hell we got to do with their affairs? Since when has anybody ever asked another country, hey, this gonna be a financial strain on your pocket, but I done got myself in a jam over here, cutting. So look here, man. Because, see, this is the problem, and I can't stand when people bring shit to you the wrong way. So this is the scenario, family. Always keep this in mind. Putin ain't doing nothing blindly. This total crap. The whole point is Ukraine is in agreement not to join the EU or the UN because they're bordering nations. So they agreed for an agreement. Well, if y'all do not know what brought this on is Ukraine joining the EU. That's a truce breaker. So, okay, well, what do I know about what these folks you're letting them put in your land? Yeah, you damn right I'm finna come seize all of that. Because you're not finna be storing and stocking up and plotting on me next door to me on my border? Hell no. Now I'm finna come and take that then. All right. Y'all don't want to honor y'all deal? All right then. So don't let these folks fool you, man. No. The reason why America is so gung-ho behind them is because this type of move is just like them. The world's chief truce breakers. They can't keep that word for nothing. Here's the problem for most black folks in America. They don't even have to lie to you no more. I mean, family, I told you about how I just showed you how the Asians came over here. All these people, like they literally have conversations and meetings and stuff about how stupid you are and how you can be used for their political gain. Ain't you tired of that? Or just you still telling yourself, man, it's better than Trump? Yeah. Well, thank the Lord that we are the parents of the next and grandparents of the next voting generation, because like the Moses generation, I wish y'all would get the hell up out the way. Because here's another thing too. Y'all so willing to sell us out. So if y'all wasn't holier than thou trying to hide your cocaine rolling days, and then always trying to look down on somebody like they wasn't following in your own damn footsteps. These people get out here, but they get in church and forget that they was a piece of crap before, in their former life. And then, you're out there doing wrong. I just don't know what's wrong. And the phrase of a bona fide, selfish, narcissistic loser is, I did the best I could. If you've ever heard that, and even if it's from somebody you love, I know. But I just need to tell you for a fact, that's a narcissistic go-to for a person who never put the effort in they know they didn't. So these are truce breakers. We don't owe them anything. If they're getting their children killed, it's because of them. So yes, it's sad. Woohoo! One thing we're not going to do, though, is take your little racist kids in here. No, we have enough of our own. We don't need any imported racists. Sorry. A matter of fact, have y'all been venomized? Have any of y'all been venomized? I mean, are we making sure that these people have got the venom? I mean, it's so important for the over-affected population of black and brown, and because black and brown and black and brown, black and brown, black need to be overly venomized, and need to target them because you need to get some chicken, and then you need to get some joints, and then you need to get some catfish nuggets because you need to vote, and you need to get the venom, and then you need to vote, and then you need to get the venom. Now you need to cry for neo-Nazis. Oh, they being racist to black folks out there? You know what? Wait for the white people to tell you that this ain't going on, and go with that, because I know y'all seeing videos on Twitter or whatnot for people that they slaying out. But you just wait until the Ukrainian government issues a statement about that. We need to understand. See, if you can know when I'm being sarcastic, you damn sure better know when your government is being that to you. This is, like I said, I wrote this thought down earlier. We need to be as serious with our right to vote, of course, but we need to be even more serious about what we vote for. So you want to tell me about somebody dying for a vote? You better tell me they died to vote for something. Because the symbol in voting ain't it. They voted for liberation. We are saying now liberation comes by way of no vote. Either they deal with us as a people, because Congressional Black Caucus needs to be disbanded as it stands, because all it is a partisan Democratic organization. We don't need a Democratic organization. We need a Black organization that looks out for Black issues. Now I get these devils off screen. and really deal with our situation. On top of that, there's a lot of drug use over there in the Ukraine. That's another heavy meth spot. They don't tell you that. Heavy opioid usage place. So again, you're looking at bringing over drug addict, white supremacists, but the media is going out of its way to downplay all of it. They didn't even want to tell you that there was Black folks over there catching hell. Now the videos have came out. They try to tell you that, man, that ain't even true. And so then they'll do stuff like this little weak crap here.
So, guys, I'm here with Jennifer from Nigeria. I just met her here. She's been walking, like many others, for many hours, if not many days, because the situation is difficult to leave Ukraine to come, because it's no cars, no gas, and many other issues, I guess. But I was asking her, because they were saying that if Poland and other countries were not allowing citizens from different countries, especially of Africa, and what do you have to tell us about that?
We didn't actually face any problem coming here. We just got to the border and we entered. And then we just had to stamp our visas and everything, and yeah, it was sorted out.
So I met some people from Congo that were with her. I saw some people from Jamaica. I saw people from India, from different countries around the world. But I've seen people from different countries in Africa, and I agree with her. Everybody's telling me no problem. So don't worry. We're trying to do, the government of Poland, other governments, they're trying to do the best to take care of the people. And thank you for sharing this with you. And best of luck. Okay, Jennifer? Bye.
He said she was used. She totally looked used, man. Now, okay. Look at stuff like that. And then just think of how people were treating Ice Cube. Just put that in perspective. People were dogging Ice Cube for talking to Trump for a Black agenda for Black America. And just because he's talking to Donald Trump, they made it seem so bad. But now you out here crying for a whole race. Because what's the whole Okay, I don't know what just happened. I don't know. All right, StreamYard. All right. Yeah, okay. All right, get your stuff together. I don't even, I've never even seen that happen before. Matter of fact, I don't even know what the hell just happened. Good grief. And shout out to Six the Goddess because she played that video earlier and she also showed this as well. Yeah, this is at a soccer game over there in Ukraine. Free Derek Chauvin. They are literally looking for that man to be free when he was over there. This is like just a Ukrainian soccer game, and this is how they represent over there. But they want us to accept these people in our country on our dime in our neighborhoods? Hell no. That's hella dangerous for us. Ain't it? I mean, so we should look at it as when we see these people, especially you see these people walking through your neighborhood, man, you better know you in danger, man. For real. And even more importantly, anybody who cannot understand what the severity of praying for your enemy is, well, this is how you look. And a lot of you that's still saying, man, Joe Biden's still better than Trump, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, come on. I mean, there's not really anything that says that Trump was, anything different. But, I mean, come on. I mean, I don't trust either one of them. Well, then who'd you vote for? Well, I voted for Joe Biden. Okay, well, Joe Biden doing all of this and giving money to everybody else while spitting in black folks' face. Here is the difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Donald Trump knows you're not his voter base. Joe Biden absolutely told you. He knows you're his voter base. I mean, it's not like Kamala Harris doesn't know either, right? But yet and still.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And then let's go get some folks to come over here and start talking to us like
you
this.
guys are not oppressed. You're lazy. That's all it is. Go get jobs. Work. I am oppressed. The white people are oppressing me. Why are they to oppress you?
And then as soon as we start talking about reparations, things start going this way.
I am the descendant of African slaves. I am a descendant of indigenous peoples. I'm a descendant of Spanish colonizers. I am a descendant of all sorts of folks. That doesn't mean I'm black.
You know, a lot of times I'll hear people say, okay, this is about Black Lives Matter. What about Latinos? And I always say, Latinos are black. we are Afro-Latina.
And at the end of the day, we still have people over here acting like they are not being treated or mistreated over there. They're trying to blame the African government for the way that the racism is treating them over there. So we're learning a few things through this, and this is what they don't want us to get. And this is why now, if you have been listening to Foundational Black Americans, you know good and damn well why we are saying you fit the bill of who's on the screen doing this madness, because we know for certain it would be disaster for you if there was no
medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine.
Oh, Lord. And so people up here like, oh, pray for Ukraine, pray for Ukraine. Trump's a racist. Trump's a racist, though. Trump's a racist. But we must pray for Ukraine. Oh, they're killing cops. We got to pray for Ukraine. They're hurting white people. They're hurting white children. White children are dying in the streets. Oh. Senorita. Woo! For those of you who follow me on Instagram, boy, oh boy, boy. I'll tell you, boy, it is. We got some coons out here for real, y'all. Y'all just don't seem to understand. And like, you know, the ones that are always funny to me are the ones that sit there and hate watch and hate follow you all this time. So, and then really, the real kicker is the ones that always wait until they can cape for white people. They don't say nothing on your post. You wouldn't even know they even follow you until say, oh, you ain't gonna. So, okay. Me not feeling empathy for white kids over there being killed. I mean, them as children. I mean, of course I understand the political implications of it, but I mean, my grandma at least told me I got walking around sense. And you voted for Joe Biden and got that jab, didn't you? With your walking around sense. And just like I had to tell the sister, because obviously she had the walking around sense that her grandmother gave her, but she didn't teach her manners. See, you don't go out insulting people's intelligence to whose intelligence you've never really actually interacted with. Watching my post and getting triggered doesn't allow you to understand my insight. And then those same people will avoid watching my live broadcast because now it puts them in a position to actually hear what I have to say. So they would rather stay in the mind state of saying, well, I don't want to hear what he got to say. I want to believe of him what my mind says he is. This is too real. So they'll stay and hate watch on Instagram, chime in, you know. And what do y'all know? Like, for those of y'all follow me, you know, I have one that is from my neighborhood. I call her Bunny Ruckus. So, I mean, I'm very well aware of my resident coons. You understand? Like, and so you'll see me clown these people. Nobody gets no breaks from me, man. None. I wouldn't. I don't give my mama one. So, I mean, no. Cooning is cooning. And white supremacy sympathizing, I don't do. And I don't tolerate. Like I said, one of the biggest violators of white supremacy sympathy that I've ever witnessed is my own mother. So just knowing, like, some people have this visions of themselves like they're less than outside of the acceptance of outsiders. Thank God I didn't turn out that way. You know what I mean? But I mean, it also takes there has to be something inside of you that legitimately wants to be subservient to something that doesn't really have your best interest at heart. Now, you can know that, but I mean, you know, like I said, you have people out here that let white folks use the N-word around them, and then they feel like, oh, well, that's not me, that's them. Like they're somehow different, or the special Negro. So, yeah, I got the resident Bunny Ruckuses, because you will have a few of them here in Portland, Oregon. The one resident Bunny Ruckus, though, that most of y'all probably actually do interact with is Jamaican. Go figure. And, you know, there's a few other Jamaicans that might pop out the woodwork. You know, here's the thing, you know, down that's the one immigrant in my family line on one side is a Jamaican. So here's the difference. She came here to get with Foundation of Black America. Yeah, there's that part. Now, can y'all say that y'all the same? Oh, that vice y'all fooling with us like that? Y'all fooling with like this to regenerate people like me? I'm not hearing that. So yeah, there's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say about us. And one thing that they're not screaming is reparations. But they're going to be screaming, pray for Ukraine. And it just doesn't matter. So you have a problem with me being empathetic, putting up, man, I don't want to see no banners on nothing. Have y'all ever seen a banner that can go on your profile around and say, I stand with Black Lives, or I stand with Black people, I stand for Black? You understand what I'm saying? When it came down to Black History Month, when Black History Month started, it was a bunch of Black woman stuff already pre-made. I said, well, let me see if there's any Black man stuff. Zero. Then I started pointing that out. At the beginning of Black History Month, I was like, anybody noticing this gender divide that they're pushing from the NAACP and the King Center and the Congressional Black Caucus? Is anybody noticing what they're doing? And so then that kind of got foiled. Where's this other thing? This is like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Where is that at? Where is it at? Where you at? I'm going to find this video for y'all. Ah, there you go. Oh, Judah Queen, don't go far. Don't go far. So, oh no, wrong one, damn it. No. Wait. Which one? Okay, it's okay. Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, I guess she thought better of doing the kente cloth Wakanda salute this year. So she decided that she would do something a little different. But I just want y'all to keep in mind, representation matters, okay? So, and you know, this was from Nancy Pelosi's heart. And, you know, she was given a thorough shout out, and she was really proud of this collage that she has put together for her friends. Without further ado, Nancy Pelosi's offering in tribute to Black History Month.
Take my hand and lead me on. Let me stand. I get tired and I get weak. Yes, I get worn. Through the storm, When my way grows drear and the night lingers too near, when my life is almost, it's almost done. At the river's stand, Lord, will you guide my feet? And oh, will you hold my hand? Take my hand, my precious Lord, and lead. You know I need you to lead me
Oh, Jesus. Whew. Oh. Oh. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, family. Right before I came live, family, I saw that. I was like, this is your tribute. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Nancy. Oh, my Lord. Whew. So that was Nancy Pelosi's tribute to her colleagues in the her black colleagues in the Senate and out of the Senate. Some of those who have been and some of those who have, of course, she made sure she wrapped up on good old Barack Obama. Oh. He said, throw the whole damn chat away. They did the biscuit roll call, the butter biscuit roll call. Oh, my goodness. I had to play that for y'all. You see, if I would have played that earlier, we would have thrown the whole show off. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Nancy Pelosi, you missed it. You missed it, ma'am. Whew. Oh, man. Oh. And if y'all really think that these people got your best interest in heart, man, you out your mind. Oh, man. So, okay, for those of y'all who don't know and didn't bother watching John Lewis's funeral, Jennifer Holliday sang Precious Lord at the funeral. And you know, Jennifer Holliday being Jennifer Holliday on a grand scale. She turned into her character from Dreamgirls and went full blown Effie at this funeral and turned it into a comeback concert, singing Precious Lord. So just the fact that was the song that they put with this, it's like the Good Trouble Butter Biscuit roll call mix collage. You can't make this up. Oh my goodness. If you go to Nancy Pelosi's Twitter page, you will see her this. She's so proud of this too, and she's just proud as can be. Just just as proud as can be. Oh Lord. Oh, on that note, we are winding down, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. I don't think I can go on. That's why I didn't even. This is the first time I sat through the whole thing, because when I started watching it, I started dying. It's like, you can't be serious. The Precious Lord. Y'all remember the morning of George Floyd? Do y'all remember the cat that got up there in Minnesota at the press conference? Do y'all remember that? So this cat that identifies as a woman, who I believe they identify with, but clearly still have their man properties about them. But you know, had this mask on because it's in the midst of the pandemic, and got up there, took the mask off. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Every black person don't want to hear no Negro spiritual or no hymn. And especially no damn hymn from no scared ass white man on a ship that was actually running slaves in the first damn place. That's who wrote the damn song. But I mean, no, sounded like a funeral. Absolutely. Amazing grace. What's with the hand slap? Jesus. Oh, let me take my ass up out of here one more time, and shout out to Queen Amadai. This is a video of y'all following her on Instagram. Y'all see this on her page.
U.S. go to war, or whether, as Vanden Heuvel says, the U.S. will take on China. This is a war between slave masters, okay? This is nothing but modern-day slavery. And when the slave masters fight, you don't side with one or another master. You don't side with my master. You take advantage of the fact that they're fighting to overthrow the whole institution of slavery, to get free. And this is how we have to look at it when these imperialists fight. We're not rooting for our imperialists. We are welcoming the defeat of these modern-day slave masters in whatever they undertake. Okay, because that is one step, or could be, if we do our work right, one step closer to being able to make a revolution to overthrow them all together.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You said you forgot the Cephas and Reese are. Cephas. Man, I'm telling you. Oh, my goodness. Whoo-wee. Oh, yeah, there is. There is one more. one more thing I think I got. Where is that? Where is that? There's one more little. There we go. What is that? 3. Let me get this up in here. And then we are going to get ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen. It has been fun. Let me see. Let me get this in here. Oh, doggone it. Wrong one. Let's do it again. Okay. Make sure I got the right one. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. So shout out to Pride Bentley. I don't know if you in the chat, but shout out to you. This is something off of her Instagram. So, gonna check this out. Check this out real quick.
Are you having a sad because that family's enjoying a picnic in the park while being black? Did that customer in front of you just speak a language that makes you irrationally angry? Well, this is a great time to try. Mind your own f***ing business. We're able to grow the f*** up and act like a decent f***ing human being. Our patented technology allows you to pull your head out of your ass and see the world beyond the brim of your MAGA hat.
Hi, honey. I saw some black people at the Starbucks today.
Did you mind your own f***ing business?
I sure f***ing did.
Stop bothering those nice people today with mind your own f***ing business.
Side effects may include...
Again. James Anderson, welcome. All right, I'm gonna have to start this window again because they over here. I don't know what is up with StreamYard. What is going on here? But we are working it out. But see all the hard work we have to go through here just to get the truth out. The devils don't like the truth. Definitely know that. All right. Okay. There we go. Let's get back on in there. And let me pull this up. Now it should play no problem.
Sad because that family's enjoying a picnic in the park while being black. Did that customer in front of you just speak a language that makes you irrationally angry? Well, this is a great time to try. Mind your own f***ing business. With Mind Your Own f***ing Business, you'll be able to grow the f*** up and act like a decent f***ing human being. Our patented technology allows you to pull your head out of your ass and see the world beyond the brim of your MAGA hat.
Hi, honey. I saw some black people at the Starbucks today.
Did you mind your own f***ing business?
I sure f***ing did.
Stop bothering those nice people today with Mind Your Own f***ing Business.
Side effects may include not harassing people, no one getting arrested or murdered by police, a general sense of well-being for people of color, a lack of internet fame and or trolling and coexistence. Please consult your doctor if you are still a piece of shit after minding your own f***ing business, as the symptoms may be a result of a deeper problem and require further treatment.
And of course, I guess it would not be appropriate to leave without playing a few little other things before we go. One of the main reasons why these people, I'm sure there's a lot of dudes out there that are hoping, hey, a bunch of these Ukrainian chicks gonna start coming through this way. Man, gonna be a flood of white bitches. Let's walk by man. All these white men coming through, man. Watch this. There's gonna be a bunch of them come through like this.
I remember your laugh when I was at my worst. Let me tell you, piece of scum, I'm supported from above. Your man in my DMs while you're talking shit behind my back. All the shit you said made you look like a little bitch that had your opinion, bitch. Fuck that. What do I think of you? How I love in your face, bitch. If you only knew. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back. Twerk like it's my last day on this earth. Let that dollar make her work. Shake that money maker in my face. It's a favor. Ooh, I love your misbehavior. Party till I die with my chin up high. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em back.
Oh, see, that's what they want. You know, she's not bad looking, and you know that's the type of chicks that they believe they got coming over here. But in the reality of things, this is going to be more what's about to show up.
Are you sick and tired of not getting your way whenever you want? Do people have the nerve to treat you like a normal member of society? Have you been accused of saying something racist and don't know how to shift focus? Introducing Entitled White Women's Tears, the revolutionary new solution that'll keep you looking your victimist.
I used to listen to women of colour speak in general terms about how racism affects them and amend my behaviour accordingly. I apologise for anything that I've done that was ignorant, and I'll be more mindful from now on. Thanks to Entitled White Women's Tears, I'm now perfectly comfortable explaining to them how they should be approaching their own activism and taking it as a personal attack when they call me out. Seriously, maybe you'd have more people on your side if you weren't so mean.
Did you just make Cindy cry?
But how is it about her? It's about me.
On the grass side. Here we go.
I used to exhibit socially acceptable behaviour. Thanks to White Women's Tears, I now see my time as more valuable than everyone else's. So I cut in line and abuse service staff whenever I want, even when I've made the mistake. I'm calling the police. You have lost me as a customer.
Entitled White Women's Tears includes some of our most advanced privileged properties, combined with our best princess syndrome, so you can weaponize your crying wherever you want, whenever you want. Our specially formulated Entitled White Women's Tears isn't sourced from nasty places like grief, oppression, pain, or righteous anger. Rest assured, we bottle our Entitled White Women's Tears at the purest source. Fear of a power dynamic that has rendered you prone to legitimate criticism. Order your Entitled White Women's Tears now and receive a free sample of our Entitled line for men. I deserve this for some reason. The only drink that promotes a belief in your inherent right to power. Entitled White Women's Tears. It's victimhood Viagra by women for women. Don't let someone make you accountable for your bad behavior ever again.
And that's what they are sending this way. That's what they want you to get so hyped up for. All these white women tears, how many does will it take? We ain't in Europe, lady. I don't know. All I know is it took 400 years over here that nobody gave a damn about. I don't know what you talking about. So there's that. In 2022, Bobby Rush is happy about getting an anti-lynching bill passed. Cool. Now, we have laws that aren't respected now. We have judges that are going above and beyond to let killer cops off with slaps on the wrist. So, yeah, that's cool. Now, who's going to enforce that, Bobby? And we don't need any more of that. None. And so while we got the black dude up there really trying to make it seem like there was something really worthwhile in that speech, there was not. And remember this.
Because as we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit.
So voting for her is asking for what you know she's already said.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Then how can we get ahead if this has been an obstacle before? When this is like, my mother's in her 70s. My mother was like 7 years old when this was produced.
Bringing the children into it any more than we have to. We're doing it for the children, but I don't feel that they are old enough to understand the problem as it is.
Do you think a Negro family moving here will affect the community as a whole?
Definitely.
In what way?
I think that, well, the property values will immediately go down if they are allowed to move in here in any number.
And what of the dream of middle-class respectability? If a Negro family can afford what you can afford, how do you justify your feeling of superiority? What other?
By getting more peasants over here to America, the same way they did in the first place, which is what they're trying to do now. They're trying to bring more peasants, because none of these people who are fleeing Ukraine bring any kind of value to this country whatsoever. So there is nothing that we need to be worried about bringing them here for. There are many other countries that are closer that they should be worrying about going to. Stay there. America is part of the United Nations. America is not the United Sanctuary City. And we need to cut that out. And we have no business participating in that whatsoever. And any black person bringing this to you is an agent of your enemy. Let me repeat, any black person telling you that you need to be caping for them and they're trying to shame you into not caping for Ukraine, you make sure you remind them that these people here, you know the reason why you had to get Trump out of office so tough? Well, those people, you're trying to bring third world versions of those people here. And this is what you call civilized. Yeah, no thanks. We'll pass. So with that being said, family, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. You know? And you know, we got some things coming. Working on some ideas. So are y'all interested in if I had some shirts for y'all, would y'all be interested in shirts of the show? Let me know. Let me know. I do have some ideas that I'm working with. Deneen Soul. You said, yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You said, yes, take my money. You know, I do have, I got some ideas in the works. So I'm playing with some ideas. You know, I want to make sure that I'm happy with it and make sure that it's be something that, you know, y'all enjoy as well. Be on the lookout for that. I will let y'all know when the first joints are available. You know, so we'll see how we work that out. We might have to do some testers and just see how, you know, play with them. Then, you know, see how see how it looks and get y'all's feedback. You dig? Thank you so much, Denise Soul. I so much appreciate it. So much appreciate it. And so with that being said, please follow me on Instagram, beatzillapdx. Follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx. Follow me on Facebook. For those of you who are still there, beatzillapdx. If you're on MySpace or Black Planet, you probably ain't going to be able to find an active account for me. But there might be one there. I don't think I've closed them, but yeah, I ain't there. And Patreon, beatzillapdx official. And then, of course, on Melanated People, Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. And if you have any questions, you can. Oh, don't forget. Also, just like last night, we did Our Real Truth. That's Our Real Truth on Anchor FM. I would say the other one, but they going through their Joe Rogan thing right now. Google Podcasts and iTunes and various other places to where you can get your downloadable podcasts. So Our Real Truth, which last night was one of the first broadcasts of this year. I believe the first broadcast of this year, actually. So go check that out, either here on the YouTube channel, or you can go download it, have it in the car, play it at your leisure. And also email me the same name, ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And of course, if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you can definitely do so at CashApp $Beatzillapdx. That is CashApp $Beatzillapdx. And if you can't get through on the Cash App, we have PayPal, and that is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK, and that's Zilla Music at PayPal. So until next time, we will be here Friday for the weekly wrap up. So that will be the third broadcast of this week. And I'm still, I don't know what I want to do about the spaces, but just keep posted. If you follow me on Twitter, I might pop up with a space before too long, and chop it up with y'all, see what's happening. You dig? So make sure you follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx. If you have not already, share this broadcast. Peace, power, protection, and blessings up on all of you. And shout out to all the people who were out there to go hear the minister speak over the weekend. He spoke for 4 hours. I guess this is the longest he has spoke. They call it the Swan Song. And so, yeah, it was a good speech. And one thing about that I noticed, our brother Ben X had posted a video on his Instagram of just rolling up there and just seeing all of them black folks out there to go hear a black person speak that's not a coon. That's pretty dope. And one thing that I want us to understand is how many black folks in our community absolutely refused to support Farrakhan because of the religion beef and couldn't come together on we're talking about reparations and we're saying we're foundational black Americans. The whole world now was concerned about divisive and division. Do you know anybody who grew up playing in the black church like myself? We grew up with division because you grew up with denominations. So all of that division crap talk, you are talking to the entirely wrong group. We grew up in black churches in America. Division is part of the territory. You have your little thing over here. We have our little thing over here. Y'all Mount such and such Baptist. We such and such over here, Church of God in Christ. They such and such over here, non-denominational. But guess what? We all black and we all understand we're there. and they're here. So if we have something, say you got a musical, well, then everybody's coming together. But then they're going to go have their own separate thing on every Sunday. Foundational Black Americans are having our Sunday at the Reparations Church. Y'all have your own services, but our service is in our building, the Foundational Black American Reparations Sunday service. That's where we're headed at. And we understand y'all got y'all churches. Y'all got the Ethiopian church, the Somali church, and then the Nigerian church. We got it. Cool. We could come together at some point in time, but the offering that's being taken or given and the love offering donated to this particular congregation is simply only to benefit this congregation. Hope I made that simple enough. Can you dig it? You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to make it simple. I mean, if it's, we grew up in the church system in America. So one thing that we're a well-known denomination. So to say divisive to us is like, what do you mean? No, we're all together. Prime example, if some church structures have a bishop, you have multiple churches under one jurisdiction. Guess what? They all part of the same thing, but every last one of them individual. If this church is booming, they gonna get big. And while the other one stays small, why? Because that's them. Same rule applies to our reparations. Unfortunately, you won't be having your our deposits in your bank. No, those are our deacons. Our deacons and trustees, they'll handle that. Okay. If we have something other than that, then maybe we can have them draw up a love offering, a one time, if that. Oh Lord, let me go. So with that being said, make sure y'all tune in Friday. We will be right here for the weekly wrap up. I am the host again, beatzillapdx official, and may all of y'all have a safe rest 48 hours, I guess, at this point. And I will see y'all Friday. Y'all hold tight to that stone of truth because we can't do anything without it. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is,
Yes, sir.
you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth.
Yes.
See, that's what you throw.
Yes, right.
Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.